Hey guys, so I'm gonna finish off The Captain. And I'm finishing off The Captain because I started it like a month and something ago and I never finished it. So what I am gonna do is go ahead and finish The Captain and let y'all know. This is part of my healing. And this is part of my final transformation. Probably won't be, it may be, but I try to keep everything on a positive note. So I try not to go into details about how the marriage fell apart. I just want to give an overall picture that things are in your life for reasons and seasons. And even though we may have in our mind that the season is forever or for a certain amount of time, the only one that has the true handle on time is God. He says when it's enough, it's enough. He gives you seasons on when things are going to be in your life for how long. We don't know that. We think we know that. But if we don't take certain steps, those seasons can be over before we realize it. And that's that. I said all that to say is I'm in a different place now. I'm in a very good place right now. I've healed. I've healed to the point where I believe I am a healer. I think I have enough experience and know-how on this healing thing to be able to give advice, to be able to say, yeah, well, maybe you should look at it from this direction or this area, or look at this from this area. I'm going to tell you the straight up truth. The first and foremost thing I'm going to tell anybody is to sit still in yourself. Meditate, quiet, whatever you want to call it. But sit in your own self and learn yourself. And it's not always going to be good things that come up, because it's going to bring up some things that make you reflect back on yourself. When you start looking at yourself and not looking at other people for the reasons why you're in a certain situation, you'll realize you put yourself in that situation. It's a harsh reality. Even if if you told all the truth and that person told all lies, and you believed them, and you did all the right things that you thought was the right things to do, and I'm just saying, even if I'm not saying that's the scenario, I'm just giving you a prime example. Because you didn't know yourself, you didn't realize that person was sitting there lying the whole time. Your intuition will tell you what is true for you. And usually our intuitions will tell us when bells are going off and things are going off. It usually tells us. But if your mind is so wrapped up and twisted up in a certain situation, you may be looking left when you should be looking right. I'm just saying. I should have been looking at my husband and I's interaction with each other. How we're interacting with each other on a daily basis. If the vibes were off then. I was looking into the finances, which were off. The finances pointed me back to the house. The house, I kept deflecting and pointing it back to the finances. And it wasn't that. It was the internal thing that was going on. Anyway, I'm not going to go off on that. I said that to say that this poem just shows how I feel beginning versus now. And this is called The Captain. The captain. In that ship, I thought he was the captain. He was supposed to make that shit happen. But he was in the cabin, steady backsliding and stabbing. 30 years ago, I spoke of 3 things. If he ever crossed those lines, the end it would bring. I thought he understood. I thought it was a good fit. The first thing that won't happen is think that he's going to hit. Well, within the first year, we can cross that off the list. Put another woman in front of me. No, number 2. Not recognizing and recognizing. He showed it the entire way through. Rule number 3. Still shocking to me. After 28 years, this had actually came to be. He was showing love with no glove. 2 years, so he say. And I just refuse to believe that he would do me that way. Thinking back, could it have been my fear in my dreams did I summon that day, a child with another woman? And with all of his confessions of his 2 years of messing, I had to find out on my own about his baby bundle blessing. Then lies and deceit start dropping out the sky like terrain. And my fantasy bubble blew up. I've never felt such pain. I didn't cry like a baby. I cried like a victim. Getting stumped, beat, bloody, fetal position. And still, he kept kicking. But thank God. Thank you, Lord. He picked me up, cleaned me out, filled my cups, nursed me back to health, and he gave me back tenfold my wealth. Through all the hard lessons, there were many blessings. And in different dimensions, I have to mention. Those areas of my life, they just begin to change. And no longer do they seem strange. I know that I'm not a quitter, and I'm going to keep trying. But I'm still not fucking with thieves, cheaters, backstabbers, and lying. I know who I am and what I will deal with. My tongue could get quite sharp, and I really rather not reveal it. Those areas in my life, it begin to change. And they just, again, no longer do they seem strange. As long as we keep my peace, there's no way that love will cease. We had 28 years, a long, deep connection. And although at this time I don't have those same affections, as long as there's a God above, you gotta know there'll still be love. But now, in this ship, God is my captain. And there is no doubt he's gonna make that happen. The 2 years in spirit I was living was the 2 years of healing I was given. To surrender, to seal the deal, heal, and let my spirit take the wheel. Life jacket, hands off. It's his ship. I'm safe, I'm secure. And my life, it just flipped. When my perspective changed, so did that same pain. And when all the wounds healed, that is when God revealed. Now that you know how to heal yourself, it's time for you to extend that help. So, when you feel like your life begin to slide and slip, stop. Take a look. Who's guiding your ship? I don't have to worry about what's going to happen. I'm confident, and I know God is my captain.